नमस्कार फ्रेंड्स, once and all, welcome to Ansarkari. I am विकास भारद्वाज। आज हम बात करेंगे एक ऐसी शख्सियत एंड पर्सनालिटी which has made tremendous contribution and also inspiration to the Indian society and women education apart from social reforms. राष्ट्रमाता क्रांति ज्योति सावित्रीबाई फुले, उनको हमारा नमन। 3rd January 1831 to 10th March 1897. She was born at Naigaon, Maharashtra, and 3rd January is celebrated as Balika Din in Maharashtra. We know she was a great social reformer, educationist, and poet. That is why her contribution is immense, and she is revered and regarded as Rashtamata. Belonging to the Mali community, which is now part of the OBC, that is other backward caste or classes, Savitribai Phule ji was the eldest daughter of Lakshmi and Khandoji Nevase ji. Like in the social norms of those times, she was married at the age of 9 to again a future and a very famous social reformer of the future times, Mahatma Phule or Jyotirao Phule, popularly known as Jyotiba. It was Jyotiba, I should share with you, that who educated her after her marriage. Jyotiba not only educated Savitri Bai ji, but also Saguna Bai. Saguna Bai Shir Sagar, who was also an inspiration to Jyotiba. And the great point is that he was teaching them at his home, at his farm only, because no more avenues and no more facilities were available. And that is how, by their tremendous efforts, they were able to open first school for women, or you can say girl child, at Bhidewada in Pune in 1858. Now, the question arises, why only Bhidewada? Bhidewada was home to Tatya Sahib Bhide. Tatya Sahib Bhide. Tatya Sahib Bhide was greatly inspired. He was inspired by the work of these three people. And that is how the first school came into being, because of these efforts. The curriculum at the school was traditional Western model, not just the Indian studies, but the traditional Western model of mathematics, sciences, and you can say social science. So by the end of 1851, they were running a very successful model of their school, you can say, and there were three different schools at that time, and that is how there were more number of children in their school than the government schools at that time. It was a great inspiration, a great success model. That is how you can say there were around 150 school children were there, and their teaching methods employed at the three different schools were different. It is not that they were just statically teaching something, and their methods were superior to the government school. That is why you can say they were far more inspirational and far more impactful in the teachings. But it is very difficult to break the caste barriers. That is why they suffered all. They suffered innumerable verbal abuses and also physical hurlings and so on, but they never backed out. They never backed out, and they continued with their rational, confident, courageous, and modern approach. So you can say, as I just said, that she is considered at the pioneer of feminist movement in India. The great point is that Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule was an inspiration to Jyotiba also. She was a role model. She was a thinker. She was a courageous beginner. She was a pioneer. Once Jyotiba and Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule were asked to leave home, they went to one of their friends' home, Usman Sheikh. And here at Usman Sheikh's home, Jyotiba and Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule, they met another close friend who is again a great pioneer of women education in India apart from Savitri Bai ji, and that was Fatima Begum Sheikh. Fatima Begum Sheikh, we will be talking about her sometime else in a different interaction. She was role model and instrumental along with Savitri Bai ji, and both of them together came to bring a tremendous change in the whole scenario. They started different schools. They graduated together, in fact, later on. They went to normal school and they graduated together. And Fatima Begum Sheikh is the first Muslim woman teacher of India. She was the first Muslim woman teacher of India. Fatima and Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule ji, they both together opened a school at the Sheikh's home also. That was happening around 1849-50, and that was a period of tremendous revolution and change. That is how she is a pioneer of social reforms also in India. So in 1852, Savitribai started Mahila Seva Mandal to raise awareness about women rights at those times when we are not finding enough writings about women's status. She was not seen as an equal, she was not seen as a partner. But such is the progressive attitude, and such great stars have always been there in Indian society in different parts of time, which has given great boost and tremendous motivation to the whole society. So Savitri Bai and Jyotirao Phule, they both established two educational trusts. One is the Native Female School, and another is Native Female School, and another is Society for Promoting Education of Mahars, Mangs, and others. And that is how these schools, you can say, these schools were imparting education to the most downtrodden. They were imparting education to the one which was desirable, which was required. Such pioneering attempt was made that we call her Kranti Jyoti. Kranti Jyoti, not just Kranti. She was not only bringing revolution, she was bringing light also along with that. She was sustaining the whole momentum. That is why they also started together a care center called Bal Hatya Prabandhak Griha. Literally, if you speak, that is child killing prohibition home. She was one of the first anti-infanticide activists also. She was supporting the rape victims and helping delivery of childs and save children also. And of all classes and creed. This is so inspiring as an individual and as a society for whole for all of us. Her achievements were diverse and numerous. But they had a singular effect, that is to posing a brave and pioneering challenge to the caste system and patriarchy. She is a role model. She is a case study. She is imparting all those values which we want to imbibe in us. In one of the interviews to Dhyanodaya, Dhyanodaya, this was a Christian missionary periodical in 1851. I mean to say 1853, not 51, where Jyotiba is saying that it was only because of Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule that it occurred to him that any good to society can happen through mother, because any good to child can happen when you are having mother. If the mother is educated, if the mother is enlightened, then the child will also be bringing happiness and welfare. And that will bring happiness and welfare to the whole society and the nation. That is why it is very important to bring attention to the status of women. कैसी प्रोग्रेस है, कैसी सोच है, कैसी हमारी विचारधारा है. And that is how first girls school was started. But initially the people from the same caste, they will discourage, they will not be so much encouraging, but they continued with their stupendous efforts. She was a great writer, she was a poet. That is how Kavya Phule in 1854 she is writing. But her next work, uh, Bhavan Kashi Subodh Ratnakar, it is coming only in 1892. That is, throughout this period between 1850s to 1890s, along with her husband, she was completely dedicated. And then later on, she is writing again. One of her poems is Go Get Education. Here I am giving you a couple of stanzas of a poem by her. And in this poem, Dark night is a metaphor for ignorance, which is forced upon the women, the Shudras, and you can say Dalits. Here I want to stress upon the fact that she was one of the first writers to use the term Dalit. The social reform, the the key, I should say, the key power that is being brought, it was by Jyotiba. It was by Savitribai Phule. No doubt, Jyotiba Phule is also uh, a parallel force, a great force. But it is in her writings that we find that she is using the metaphor of rising sun for humanism, for progressive thoughts, for uh, improvement in life. And that is how she is using different kind of metaphors like butterflies, the birds, as an opportunity for women, for Dalit, for Shudras, for the peasants. So it is in the writings of both Mahatma Jyotiba Phule and Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule that we find uh, the term Dalit and their emancipation is there. And that is how we can say Savitribai was a great landmark figure. Even in her death, it was in 1897 during the time of bubonic plague that in order to save someone else's soul that she contracted plague, and that is how the noble soul was departed to the other world. So we must imbibe her ideas and values. We must bring such ideas into our society so that socio-economic and political change can take place. Do subscribe, share, and comment your thoughts and ideas. Thank you very much.